This evening, 12-year-old schoolgirl fatally struck by Ghana police force vehicle on the west bank of the Mourant. Ghana preparing to ship its first batch of prefabricated shade huts to Barbados. Coconut man granted $500,000 bail after appearing in court for the murder of a Better Hope engineer. In the region, Hurricane Agatha leaves at least 11 dead, 33 missing in Mexico. And internationally, what are HIMARS? The advanced rocket system US is sending to Ukraine. Greetings and welcome to another edition of Channel 2 Headline News Updates. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. Police in Regional Division 3 is investigating a fatal accident involving a Guyana police force vehicle which claimed the life of a 12-year-old schoolgirl on Good Fortune Public Road, West Bank, Demerara on Wednesday, June 4th. The now-dead child has been identified as Kayla Barnabas, a female student of West Demerara Secondary School. According to a police report, the police force motor pickup GXX 6575, driven by a police corporal, was proceeding south along the eastern side of the road when it was alleged that the child ran from east to west across the road in the path of the pickup. The driver swerved west to avoid the collision, but the front of the vehicle collided with her. She was placed in a motor vehicle in an unconscious state and taken to the West Demerara Regional Hospital, where she was pronounced dead on arrival. Investigations are ongoing. A coconut vendor was given bail after appearing in court to address the allegations of murdering a Better Hope engineer who challenged him for attacking another person. Esther Sobers has more.
40-year-old Sterlinger Giles, also known as Coconut Man or Herbie, appeared at the Amsterdam Magistrate Court on Wednesday, June 1st for the murder of 31-year-old engineer Neil Rampersad. Giles appeared before Magistrate Rochelle Liverpool and was placed on $500,000 bail. The court heard that on May 29, 2022, at around 6:35 a.m., Giles had a misunderstanding with 42-year-old Mourant, a carpenter of Better Hope. He armed himself with a steel rod and dealt Pachu several stabs to his body, causing injuries. The deceased, Neil Rampersad, who lives on the same street as Pachu, learned about the incident and confronted Giles about going to the police station for wounding Pachu. Rampersad and Giles got into a misunderstanding. Rampersad dealt Giles 2 lashes about his body. Giles, who was armed with a coconut blade, stabbed Rampersad in the upper left side ribs, causing severe injuries. Rampersad was taken to the Woodlands Hospital where he succumbed. Giles, who was released on $500,000 bail, returned to court on July 8, 2022. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. President Dr. Irfan Ali said the government would make the necessary investments to propel the local entertainment industry to higher heights. President Ali made the announcement on Wednesday during a candid conversation with performers who took part in the 56th Independence Anniversary flag-raising ceremony at the Damon Square, Anna Regina in Region 2. The president also announced the development of an action plan that will target every category of industry and unearth talent nationwide.
The conversation I want to have with you is one in which I want to recruit all of you. Because the One Guyana goal can be accelerated with you, all of you here today. You have the passion, you have the emotions, you have the expression, and you have a stage that is essential in pushing this One Guyana.
The president stated that the government is considering a variety of options for taking the entertainment industry to the next level. This will include having an artist exchange program with Barbados.
Over the weekend, I was in Barbados for one day to have some meetings with Prime Minister Moffat. And I said to her, I would like us to have an artist exchange. You give me an opportunity to put my artists on your stage at Crop-Over or at any national event, and I'll give you an opportunity to put your artists on my stage.
Efforts will be made to propel local artists to be part of cruise liners' entertainment programs, investing in the gaps in the industry to ensure that persons from all genres can thrive.
Minister of Tourism is working now with the cruise liners. And one of the things I want her to work with the cruise liners is to see how our artists can be a part of their entertainment program. how we can go there and get there. But for that,
Dr. Ali told the gathering that $100 million was returned to the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sports budget for the development of artists and the industry as a whole. However, the government and stakeholders in the industry must find an approach that benefits all participants.
for that to happen, it requires all of us to work together. Many times you see in even the most developed industry, everybody start from one position, and then when somebody arrives, the rest are left behind. That is not what I want to build. What I want all of us to build is a unique product, a Guyanese product, a product in which you would all look out for each other and we'll all advance together.
Following the discussion with the performers, President Ali proposed several steps to address some of their concerns. He stated that government would identify a space for the development of the dance industry and arts and culture in every region. In addition, the president proposed that a summer dance program be established in every part of the country to target people of all walks of life. The president also announced that there would be a Guyana night during the Cricket Carnival celebrations this year and a regional night where the performers would be given a chance to shine. He said that for the Guyana night, the government would set aside $10 million for the production and will look to incorporate the private sector. The revenue earned from this event, the president said, will go back to the performers and the industry. Stick around after the break. Ghana preparing to ship its first batch of prefabricated shade huts to Barbados, and Ministry of Home Affairs commissioned a new fire station at Eccles. But before that, here is the British Action Schedule, which is sponsored by Antique and Modern Concrete Molding Establishment.
In a world filled with copycats and ever-changing trends, make your property stand out with unique concrete moldings. Different, exquisite designs carefully handcrafted to suit your style, with various customizable and antique and modern designs made at our factory. Antique and Modern Molding Establishment. We make your property outstanding. We make and install all moldings anywhere in Guyana.
The best quality, affordable prices, on-the-spot quotes, and no hidden fees.
Call us or WhatsApp us at 684-5050 or email us at modernestab@gmail.com. Antique and Modern Molding Establishment, made to stand out.
At John Lewis Styles, we carry only first quality men's and women's clothing, footwear, and accessories. As authorized dealers, our items come directly from the manufacturing brands and are available in all sizes and colors. What we sell was never on display in another store. It's time you know the truth about what you buy. Come visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
They say that when it hits you, it hits you. A feeling so strong that it's impossible not to give in to a juicy piece of KFC. To feel elevated by the aroma and to free fall into its exciting flavor. Some call it love, attraction, desire. We call it KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
Welcome back. Guyana is preparing to ship to Barbados the first batch of prefabricated shade huts. More from Esther Sobers.
As part of operation to enhance Barbados' agriculture industry, Guyana is prepared to ship the first batch of 10 prefabricated shade huts. This announcement was made by President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali during his recent visit to the country, where he participated in the 18th National Agriculture Exhibition, AgroFest.
This is about bringing opportunities to the people of Barbados and Guyana. It is about improving their shot at life, enhancing their ability to have improved livelihood. And I think if all of us embrace it from that perspective, then we wouldn't look at impediments. We won't look at impediments. We will look at solutions.
75 houses will be brought to the island as part of the agreement, 50 of which will be purchased by the Barbadian government, and the remaining 25 will be donated by Guyana. Dr. Ali said the huts will be built by Barbadian teenagers who are currently receiving shade house management and development training in Guyana. They'll return here to build shade houses, manage them, and participate in the agricultural process. Minister of Agriculture Zulsafar Mustafa, who also attended the event, said the initiative is part of an agreement between the two states. The minister said the huts would be prefab, so that when the hurricane season comes, they can be disassembled and not be destroyed by hurricane and can easily be put back together. According to the Minister Mustafa, the ministry will send technical staff to assist in assembling of the first set of shade houses. The initiative is one of the bilateral agreements between Guyana and Barbados as the two countries accelerate agricultural production and achieve food security. 7 acres of land have already been identified for the Guyana-Barbados food terminal in Barbados. Upon completion, the facility will have 45 food containers, a cold storage facility, and processing and packaging machine. Guyana will also assist Barbados with its aquaculture project, which will use reservoirs being built on the island to help farmers. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Residents along the east bank of the Mourant are now the beneficiaries of a new fire station, which was commissioned by the Minister of Home Affairs Robertson Ban on Thursday, June 1st. The new Eccles Fire Station, which has a turnout area from the North Agricola, the South Providence, and the west of the Demerara River, will enable faster response time to fire emergencies along the East Bank corridor and other activities that warrant the support along the West Demerara and West Bank, strengthening the capacity of the Guyana Fire Service and its response to fire disasters. Constructed at over $37 million, the structure will facilitate 2 fire tenders and 1 emergency medical service ambulance. During a brief remark at the commissioning, Minister Ben said, despite erecting more fire-resistant homes, there are still challenges to access in some areas, challenges as it relates to the concentration of homes and businesses, and challenges relating to the widespread reach for the service provided by the Guyana Fire Service.
I want to encourage you to provide support where necessary to the fire service personnel who will be here. I want, as was said, that our fire service people and administrators who would come here and support. There's a case for voluntary firemen too, which we would engage on. I want to encourage them to be the example that they ought to and have to be for the community, and particularly to make best use of the facility and of the equipment, the assets they have to do, and of their engagement in fighting fires, particularly in this community or any other community they may have to rise up to lend support to.
Minister Ben also made mention the increasing number of arson in the country and urged citizens to report threats of arson. Additionally, the Guyana Fire Service continues to plead with citizens to take the necessary precautions to avoid fire emergencies and educate themselves regarding fire safety and prevention. Cooking should never be left unattended, and ensure to turn off stoves properly when not in use. Keep children away from cooking areas and ensure matches and lighters are out of reach of children. Install fire prevention and firefighting equipment in homes and businesses, such as smoke detectors and fire extinguishers. Don't go away after the break. DR Congo tops list of neglected displacement crisis. And what is HIMAR, the advanced rocket system US is sending to Ukraine?
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Ruimveldt or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Mourant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news in the region and around the world. At least 11 people have been killed, with another 33 missing in flooding and mudslides caused by Hurricane Agatha in southern Mexico. Al Jazeera's Manuel Rapondo reports.
Floodwaters have begun to recede on the coast of Oaxaca in southern Mexico. Residents, however, are still reeling from the impact of Hurricane Agatha.
I have nothing left, nothing to eat. Now I'm going to see what I can find, but nobody has anything left.
Agatha was a powerful Category 2 hurricane when it made landfall late Monday evening. And authorities say the death toll is likely to rise while the search for those missing continues.
Based on the reports we've received, we've made the decision to provide services to the most affected areas, most importantly the coast of Oaxaca.
The challenges faced by those emergency teams are daunting. Heavy rainfall from Agatha caused widespread flooding and mudslides. State and federal authorities say efforts remain underway to clear roads and provide desperately needed aid to thousands of people affected.
Well, all our water is dirty and we don't have anything to drink. But we're waiting for support. We need at least water, food, or whatever they can give us because we've lost everything here. We don't have anything. The clothes and dishes are wet. Everything was lost.
Though Hurricane Agatha has mostly dissipated over the mountains of southern Mexico, weather forecasters warn the remaining thunderstorms could regroup into a tropical depression or even a tropical storm. If so, Agatha's name would change to Alex, becoming the first named storm of the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season, potentially bringing heavy rain and wind to the U.S. state of Florida by the end of the week. Manuel Rapalo, Al Jazeera.
Internationally, the Norwegian Refugee Council says the world is paying too little attention to mass displacement of people across Africa. Al Jazeera's Hibab Morgan has more.
Close to 6 million Congolese forced from their homes, a third of the population going hungry, and all after decades of conflict. But the Democratic Republic of Congo is top of the most neglected crises worldwide, according to the Norwegian Refugee Council. The aid organization lists 10 countries, all of them in Africa, which have displacement crises that don't get enough media attention. The countries include Burkina Faso, Burundi, Cameroon, Chad, Ethiopia, Nigeria, and Mali. South Sudan is number 4 on the list. The world's youngest country faced conflict just 2 years after independence in 2011. A third of its 12 million people were forced from their homes. Fighting largely ended when a peace deal was signed in 2018. Since then, floods have displaced nearly 1 million more.
Our camp was established 2 years ago and we came from the north. But here we have humanitarian issues. There is no food, no access to farming, and no education.
Sudan is also on the list. More than 2 million have been displaced in the western region of Darfur since fighting there started in 2003. Hundreds of thousands remain in camps despite a peace deal signed 2 years ago. In May, fighting in West Darfur forced around 35,000 families from their homes.
We were attacked and forced to leave our homes with nothing. Now we have nothing to eat and are staying out in the open, under the sun.
The Norwegian Refugee Council says the lack of media attention to the crises has contributed to less humanitarian and political response.
When the DRC is getting so little attention in the global media, it also leads to less aid money going there compared to Ukraine and other crises that are in the limelight constantly, but also to reduced political diplomatic attention and initiatives to solve the deep crisis in the Congo. So we're in a desperate situation as humanitarians on the ground. We're not getting the attention, neither the funding nor help to solve the crisis.
And as the world's attention remains elsewhere, most of the funding appeals to respond to the crises in the countries on the list remain low. Aid organizations say that needs to change to improve the lives of millions. Hiba Morgan, Al Jazeera.
And finally, White House officials have confirmed that the United States will send M142 high-mobility artillery rocket systems, also known as HIMARS, to war-torn Ukraine. The medium-range rocket systems have long topped the list of weapons requested by Kyiv as fighting against Russian forces has concentrated in the country's eastern regions. Al Jazeera's Patti Kalhan reports.
In eastern Ukraine, it is now a battle of artillery. Up until now, Ukraine unable to hit some of the Russian artillery systems that are causing this damage because they are too far away. That is why they asked the U.S. for long-range artillery systems, and now the Biden administration has decided to give them medium-range instead, helping Ukraine while trying not to provoke Moscow.
Specifically with regard to weapon systems being provided, the Ukrainians have given us assurances that they will not use these systems against targets on Russian territory. There is a strong trust bond between Ukraine and the United States, as well as with our allies and partners.
But when it comes to these critical weapons, the U.S. says it will provide only 4 systems and won't say how many GPS-guided rockets, even though it's reportedly only a few dozen. And it'll take at least 3 weeks to train the Ukrainian forces on how to use them. Some military experts say the new weapons will still have an impact.
So once you have those systems, the range and precision they offer, I think, open up a lot of different battlefield options for the Ukrainians to do things like destroy command and control posts that are further back from the front, to destroy logistics and supply chains for the Russians that allow them to keep advancing.
The HIMARS system can fire 6 GPS-guided rockets at a distance of around 70 kilometers and can be reloaded in about a minute. It's on wheels, so it can quickly move after firing. Other experts say this should have happened long ago.
Those 777s should have been there months and months ago, for example, and these HIMARS as well. So the administration is following its own pattern. They should actually announce that they're going to deliver the longer range systems, the capabilities as soon as possible.
But the Biden administration is clearly concerned about provoking Russia, and the Russians did react.
Такие риски, конечно же, существуют.
These risks certainly exist. The things that the Kiev regime unapologetically demands from its Western patrons, firstly, overstep all bounds of decency and diplomatic relations, and secondly, are a direct provocation aimed at drawing the West into combat.
President Joe Biden penned an op-ed this week to say he's adamant U.S. troops will not be in the fight, but he has decided to give Ukraine the most sophisticated weapons yet, hoping it may be enough to prevent future Russian successes on the battlefield. Patty Culhane, Al Jazeera, Washington.
And that is it for today's regional and international news. Here now to 3 weather forecast. And that is all for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. Tune in on Friday at 5:30 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.